When I was 11 years old, my parents separated and later divorced. And it absolutely shattered my world. It brought so much pain and so many problems into my life. And I remember the day when my mom broke the news that my dad would be leaving the house. In fact, that they were getting divorced. I didn't know what to do with that news. I couldn't cope with that as an 11-year-old boy. And so I just hid in the closet and I cried. And sitting there in that closet, I felt abandoned. I felt unwanted. I felt like I just wasn't good enough. Following that day, I fell into all sorts of things. I dealt with emotional problems like anger, loneliness, depression, anxiety. I dealt with a lot of relationship struggles. I couldn't really build healthy relationships, and I certainly couldn't trust people. At least that's the way that I felt. And finally, got into unhealthy habits, bad habits like pornography in order to numb the pain that I was experiencing. And honestly, porn for me acted as a distraction, an escape from the pain and problems in my life. But I noticed, even as a boy, that it made me feel miserable. Like in the moment it felt good, but then afterward I felt so empty. And even as a boy, I knew that I wanted to be happy, and porn wasn't making me happy. And so I knew I needed to change. Thankfully, not long after that, I heard a speaker by the name of Jason Evert talk about the truth about pornography, and he helped me to get that out of my life and live a pure life. I also got new friends. The friend who introduced me to pornography and the people I was hanging around with weren't good for me. And so I got new friends, and these friends were happy people. And I was so drawn to them because I wanted what they had. And what they had was their faith. They were Catholic Christians. And so I started to act like them. I started to pray, to build virtue, and to learn about Christianity. Now, those changes in my life, they were super helpful. However, I still felt broken. I wanted love. I wanted freedom. I wanted happiness. But in pursuing them, I felt stuck. I felt held back by my own brokenness. And so I realized that after sin or the bad habits in our life, the thing that holds us back most from becoming who we're created to be, becoming the best version of ourselves, is our untreated brokenness. I want to say that again. After sin or bad habits, the thing that holds us back most from becoming the best version of ourselves is our untreated brokenness. And so I knew I needed to heal. So I looked around for some help. I looked around for a resource, a retreat, something that was specific and practical for a young person like me. And I was shocked to find that there was nothing for people like me. And that shocked me because I knew that I wasn't alone. I saw my siblings, how they were struggling. I saw close friends of mine who were going through their parents' divorce and saw how they were struggling. And then in time, I started reading research and learning that this is a huge problem, but there's not a lot of help. And so years later, I decided to do something about that. And I started a ministry, a nonprofit called Restored. And we help teenagers and young adults who come from broken families to heal and grow so they can feel whole again and break the cycle of dysfunction and divorce in their own life. And one of the primary things that we do is we create content that really offers practical guidance on how to heal. And so what we're trying to do is make healing simple for this group of people. So I'm not a psychologist. I don't have a PhD, but what I do have is 20 years of experiencing navigating the pain and problems from my parents' divorce and finding solutions. I've done over 10 years of spiritual direction. I've done more than 6 years of counseling. And for the past 5 years and counting, I've been reading the research and listening to people like me. And I've walked with a lot of them and mentored them, just hearing the struggles that they go through. And so my main role in this course is not to be a traditional expert, but rather the messenger and share what I've learned along the way.